cooking, picking when I really get to clicking, but I'm looking for a sister to revive and win a kiss. If you want some heaven, just let me know.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back. If you are new to the channel, I have Gold Pony, and today we are in the new 2019 Toyota Camry, courtesy of Hanover Toyota in Hanover, PA. And if I still had a daily commute to work, why not consider one of the most reliable cars ever made in history being the Toyota Camry? So that is why we're in this one today. So as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be several different trim levels for the 2019 Camry. First one being the L, that is going to start at $23,845. Then you have the LE for $24,350, XLE for $28,925, XLE V6 for $34,050. Then there is the SE for $25,550, XSE for $29,475, and lastly the XSE V6 for $34,600. So yes, in summary, there is quite a bit of trim levels, really giving something for everyone on the Camry. But as you can probably imagine by the trim levels, there are two different power plants available for the 2019 Camry. First one being a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that is going to put out 203 horsepower for the LE, 206 horsepower for the SE. Found that interesting. Just a slight horsepower difference between the two there. And 184 pound-feet of torque for the LE, 186 pound-feet of torque for the SE. But power either way is going to be sent to the front wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission, giving you MPG numbers coming in at 28 in the city, 39 miles per gallon on the highway. I remember owning a Civic thinking 38 miles per gallon was excellent in a small little car like that. But now the larger, more practical Camry gets better MPGs than that. That is definitely impressive. But the other engine set up for a little more power is going to be the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. That one puts out 301 horsepower at 6,600 RPM, 267 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM. Again, sent to the front wheels through an 8-speed automatic, giving you MPG numbers at 22 in the city, 32 on the highway. But so then to make the driving experience a little more personalized, the Camry does come with a few different driving modes, and those driving mode selection buttons are located directly behind the shifter, but they are going to include Eco, Normal, and Sport. Now what those driving modes are going to do is adjust the throttle response and the shift points, and so let's put it in Sport mode here. They just downshift a little bit there for me, so it's going to hold the RPMs at a little bit higher of a level, giving you more power on demand. But then it continues. In addition to those driving modes, there are also paddle shifters. So to put it in full paddle shift mode, so to speak, all you want to do is simply slide the shifter all the way to the back and to the left, and that is going to put you in that manual shift mode where you can shift through the gears yourself. So I think it is time to do this. Let's test out these paddle shifters here, see how quickly they react for us. Alright, so you guys could probably hear that. There was a slight delay there too, although I will say I held it at around 4,500 RPM, and the Camry definitely did not shift for me, so I do appreciate that when you put it in that paddle shift mode, it stays in that paddle shift mode without the car taking back control, so I love that. But so then next on my list, let's do that acceleration without the paddle shifters. I'm just going to slide the shifter back to the right here in Sport mode, and let's see how quickly we can get this new 2019 Toyota Camry 4-cylinder, that is the one we have today, up to speed. Here we go. Alright, it pulls pretty hard. You shouldn't have any issues merging onto the highway or anything like that. Definitely not the fastest car in the world, but at the same time, that is going to help you save plenty of MPGs if you are daily driving this one to work. So that is essentially the benefit. But so then to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find ventilated 12-inch front discs. In the back, 11.06 solid rear discs. And when it comes to the braking feel, let's test it out real quick here. Definitely a very quick stop. And then just to touch on the handling and suspension a little bit, it does differ actually among the trim levels. For example, the LE is going to give you an independent McPherson strut front suspension with the stabilizer bar and a front strut tower bar. And if you go with one of the SE trim levels, you will actually get sport tune shock absorbers and springs as well. So that is definitely nice that is available on the SE trims. But as far as the steering feel goes, I will say it is as expected on a Camry. Definitely not the heaviest steering feel in the world, but not the loosest either. As far as ride quality goes, definitely very nice. One of the first things I noticed on this one, maybe because I'm coming from a lowered Mustang, but definitely a very nice ride quality on the Camry. Then when it comes to cabin noise, I will say it is fairly quiet. It is an extremely windy day today, so I do have a little bit of wind noise coming in the cabin. And to sum it up, a very livable interior inside the Camry. But last thing I wanted to mention, when it comes to visibility on the Camry, one of my favorite parts now, of course, you have perfect visibility out the back. And with most four doors, that is going to be the case. However, in addition to that, forward visibility is also assisted with the addition of a head-up display. And it is actually crystal clear. I can see that head-up display perfectly on the road here. Sometimes they're a little blurry, a little hard to see, but that is not the case with the Camry. It gives you a compass on the left there, also the speed that you were currently going, and it will also display the speed limit of any given road as well. So that is there for you if you are unfamiliar with any roads. So that is definitely appreciated. But enough with the driving dynamics, you guys. Let's check out the exterior on this 2019 Toyota Camry. And so then to start up front, there are LED headlights with the automatic feature that will come standard for every single trim level of the Camry. Definitely nice there. Also, if you go with the XLE or XSE, you will also find LED daytime running lights. SE trim levels are going to give you smoked housings for those headlights, a little more aggressive look up there. And that front bumper, again, will differ between the LE and the SE trim levels, so a little different styling up there as well. But then making your way to the side, I will say, I love the side profile of the Camry. It kind of looks like, to me, the Saab 9.5 in the back, which I have always been a fan of when it comes to looks at least. But continuing on, power adjustable side mirrors will come standard. If you go with the XSE or XLE, you will get integrated turn signals with blind spot warning indicators as well, kind of assisting you so you don't turn into anybody beside you on the highway. Looking down at the wheel setup, you will find 16-inch steel wheels with covers for the L trim level, 17-inch alloy wheels for the LE. You will get 18-inch alloy wheels for the SE and XLE, and that XSE trim level is going to bump it up once again to 19-inch alloy wheels there. And then swinging around to the back, you will find a rear spoiler if you go with the SE or XSE. LED taillights are going to come standard for every single trim level, so that is definitely nice. XSE trim level, again, is going to give you smoked taillights back there to tie it in with the front, and you will find a single exhaust if you go with a 4-cylinder setup. However, you will get a dual exhaust with chrome tips if you go with the XLE V6 and the XSE V6. But you guys know what I have to do next since I mentioned it. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So then, since we are around back, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there actually is a button on the key fob, so simply press that if you like. Once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 14.1 cubic feet for the L trim level, but surprisingly, every other trim level is going to give you 15.1 cubic feet, so that's kind of interesting. But regardless, there is a 60-40 split back there, meaning you can fold down those rear seats for a ton of added space if you needed it. Then make your way up to the rear legroom. That is going to come in at an even 38 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there. And you will also find a rear center armrest with cup holders for every single trim level but the L. And there is rear ventilation back there for the XLE and XSE. And another feature I definitely love, and you're probably not going to use it all that much to be honest, but XLE and XSE trim levels are going to give you LED rear seat reading lights in the back there. So usually they're not LED, so I found that pretty cool. But make your way up to the front seats now. You will find fabric finishes for the L and LE trim levels. The SE trim is going to give you a soft text finish, and the XLE and XSE trim levels are going to give you a full leather finish there. And there will be power adjustable front seats for the LE trim level and up, and they will be heated if you go with the XLE and XSE trim levels. So I am definitely appreciative of that today on this super cold 30-some degree day in Pennsylvania here. But also did want to mention, for that seating, there is a cockpit red leather available. That would have been my choice. Wanted to mention that if you like bold colors on the inside, that is pretty sweet. But looking forward, there is a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It will come leather wrapped for the SE trim level and up. And when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your Toyota logo on the one side end. when you flip it over, lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear hatch there. But it is all keyless entry here, so all I'm going to do is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button, which is located just by the driver's right knee there. And so, but then once started up, tachometer is going to be on your left, speedometer is on your right, and there is a actually very large digital display front and center, and you can adjust that using the steering wheel mounted controls on the left side there, giving you a ton of different information like a digital speedometer, your average miles per gallon at any given time. You can check out your safety features, your audio information, navigation when you need your next oil change, and I could go on and on for quite a bit, but I am going to stop now because let's make our way to overall interior quality here. And let me start by mentioning even the bottom trim levels, being the L and LE, will get a wood interior trim design that will come with it. That's definitely nice. XLE trim level is going to give you a tiger eye wood interior trim. That's even better. And the SE and XSE trim levels are going to give you a textured metal look interior trim, which you can find just above the glove box there. But probably my favorite part on this one, the panoramic moonroof is going to come standard for the V6 trim levels. It is going to be optional on the LE and SE though, so I do happen to have that option today. Dual zone climate control will come with the XLE and XSE trim levels. Also with those two, you will get a wireless phone charger just in front of the shifter there, and it is actually a very large wireless phone charger pad as well, so I definitely appreciate that because phones are getting bigger and bigger these days, and a lot of times with other vehicles I can't fit my phone in them to charge it, but I can with the Camry, so that's definitely nice. In addition to that, you will find ambient lighting on the XLE and XSE as well. But now let's make our way to the tech on this one. 4.2-inch color touchscreen display will come with the L, LE, and SE trim levels. 7-inch color touchscreen display will come with the XLE and XSE trim levels. And perhaps the only change for the 2019 Toyota Camry, get ready you guys, Apple CarPlay now comes with this one, so that is definitely pretty nice. Meaning you can hook your smartphone up to the Camry and have navigation, Pandora, all that extra fun stuff, so that's there for you. Bluetooth and audio streaming also comes standard. You can check out your average miles per gallon once again up there. You can check out your radio settings as well. And lastly, when you put the Camry in reverse, you will find a rear view camera for every single trim level, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags, also with front driver and passenger knee airbags as well. And in the back, there is additional rear seat mounted side airbags. You almost never find that on new cars right now, so the Toyota Camry definitely went all out when it comes to safety, and it continues because in the back you will find latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. That's pretty normal. Rear child door locks back there as well. But in addition to that, all trims will also give you a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert with steering assist, automatic high beams, and dynamic radar cruise control, all standard for every single trim level. You don't usually see that. They're usually optional features on most other manufacturers. And in addition to that, if you went with the XLE or XSE trims, you will get a blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert as well. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.
And darling, where do we go?
See if it's got power. Woohoo! Yay! Actually, not bad. Ha! What is up, you guys?